If you're a man over 50 and have been feeling that constant worry every time you take your blood pressure, if you've been waking up in the middle of the night wondering if that chest pain could be something more serious, if you've been avoiding going to the doctor because you're afraid of what they might discover, then this video was made especially for you. My name is Doctor, and in the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you a simple yet extremely powerful routine that can literally save your life and restore the peace of mind you've lost. I imagine that you, like thousands of other men your age, have been feeling the weight of responsibility to care for your family, your job, and everyone around you, but have been forgetting to take care of yourself. And now, when you look in the mirror, you realize that the years have passed, that your body is no longer the same as it was when you were 30, and that those blood pressure numbers have started to rise without you even realizing it. The truth is that after age 50, our bodies undergo natural changes that cause blood pressure to increase. But that doesn't mean you have to passively accept this situation or rely exclusively on medication for the rest of your life. There's a specific routine, based on scientific evidence, that can not only control your blood pressure naturally but also improve your energy, sleep, mood, and even your intimate life. I'm talking about simple changes you can implement starting today, without spending a fortune or turning your life upside down, but which have the power to completely transform your cardiovascular health. And most importantly, this routine was developed specifically with the needs and challenges we men face after age 50 in mind, taking into account our work routines, our family responsibilities, and even our natural reluctance to seek medical help. Before I continue, I want to extend a very special invitation to you. If you've made it this far, it's because you truly care about your health and want to take control of your life. This channel was created especially for men like you, who want quality, science-based information, explained in a simple and practical way. Here, you won't find miracles or magic formulas, but rather real guidance that works in real life. Every week, I publish new content on how to control blood pressure naturally, how to improve heart health, how to have more energy and stamina even after 50, and how to avoid the main health problems that affect men in our age group. Subscribe to the channel now and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any information that can make a difference in your life. Trust me, your wife, your children, and especially you will thank you for this decision. Let's join us on this journey towards a healthier and more fulfilling life. Now let's get to the real point. The first thing you need to understand is that high blood pressure in men over 50 isn't just a matter of numbers on a blood pressure monitor. It's a condition that directly affects your quality of life, your ability to enjoy time with family, your performance at work, and even your self-esteem and confidence. When your blood pressure is out of control, your entire body suffers the consequences. Your heart has to work harder to pump blood, your kidneys are overworked trying to filter excess toxins, your blood vessels gradually deteriorate, and your brain may not receive adequate oxygen to function at its best. This translates into constant fatigue, a lack of energy for activities you enjoy, difficulty concentrating at work, and that constant feeling that something isn't right. Many men your age report feeling like they're living in a bubble, limited by fear of making greater efforts, playing sports they once enjoyed, or even having intimate moments with their partners. But the good news is that all of this can change, and it can change starting today. The first pillar of our revolutionary routine is what I call the 15-minute morning protocol. Waking up is the most critical moment of the day for those with high blood pressure, because it's precisely in the early hours of the morning that our bodies release a cascade of hormones that naturally raise blood pressure. This is why most heart attacks and strokes occur between 6 and 10 a.m., but you can reverse this natural tendency with a very simple sequence. As soon as you wake up, before even getting out of bed, you'll take 5 deep, slow breaths. Inhale through your nose for a count of 4, hold it for a count of 4, and exhale through your mouth for a count of 6. This immediately activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for relaxing your entire body and naturally lowering your blood pressure. Next, while still lying down, you'll gently move your ankles and wrists in circles and do some light arm and leg stretches, preparing your circulatory system for the day ahead. Then, upon rising, drink 2 large glasses of room temperature water. Many men wake up chronically dehydrated, and dehydration is one of the silent causes of high blood pressure. This morning hydration will help your kidneys function better, reduce blood viscosity, facilitating the heart's workload, and activate your metabolism gently and naturally. Finally, take a light 10-minute walk. It could be just in your backyard, down the street, or even up and down the stairs if you live in an apartment. The important thing is to move your body gently, gradually waking up your cardiovascular system. These 15 minutes in the morning may seem like a small amount, but they have the power to determine how your entire day will unfold in terms of blood pressure control. The second pillar is strategic nutrition for mature men. I'll be very blunt with you. The typical diet most men follow after 50 is a guaranteed recipe for hypertension. I'm talking about a diet based on processed meats, excess salt, a lack of vegetables, and virtually no fresh fruit. I need you to understand that your body at 50 doesn't process food the same way it did at 30. Your metabolism has changed. Your sensitivity to sodium has increased, and your ability to eliminate toxins has decreased. Therefore, you need a specific dietary strategy. Start by including at least 3 foods that are true natural remedies for high blood pressure. Raw garlic is one of the most powerful natural vasodilators available. A raw garlic clove crushed into beans, a salad, or even swallowed with water in the morning can reduce your blood pressure by up to 10 points in a matter of weeks. Grated raw beets or beet juice contain natural nitrates that convert to nitric oxide in your body, relaxing blood vessels and improving circulation. And golden flax seeds, rich in omega-3 and fiber, not only help control blood pressure but also improve cholesterol levels and reduce overall inflammation. Now, about what you should avoid. Refined salt is your #1 enemy. But I'm not just talking about the salt you add to your food, I'm talking about the sodium hidden in processed foods. A simple French roll can contain more sodium than you should consume in an entire meal. Choose natural seasonings like turmeric, ginger, rosemary, and oregano, which, in addition to adding flavor, have powerful anti-inflammatory properties. Replace refined salt with Himalayan pink salt or sea salt, but use in moderation. And here's a golden tip. Potassium is the mineral that counteracts the negative effects of sodium. Bananas, avocados, natural coconut water, and white beans are excellent sources of potassium that will help your kidneys eliminate excess sodium from your body. The third pillar is smart exercise for mature men. Forget the mindset that you need to work out like a 20-year-old to see results. In fact, for men over 50 with high blood pressure, very intense exercise can be counterproductive and even dangerous. The key is moderate, consistent aerobic exercise. I'm talking about activities that make you breathe a little harder but still allow you to hold a normal conversation. Brisk walking is extraordinary for lowering blood pressure. 30 minutes of walking daily can reduce your systolic blood pressure by up to 15 points, which is equivalent to the effect of some medications. And you don't have to do the 30 minutes all at once. It can be 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at lunchtime, and 10 minutes in the afternoon. The key is consistency. Swimming is another fantastic activity because it works the entire body without impacting the joints, improves cardiorespiratory fitness, and has the added benefit of relaxation that water provides. If you have access to a pool, even if only on weekends, take advantage. Now, there's a type of exercise that many men neglect, but which is essential for controlling blood pressure: stretching and flexibility. Tense muscles, especially in the neck and shoulders, can contribute to high blood pressure. Dedicate at least 10 minutes of your day to gentle stretching. It can be in the morning to wake up the body, or in the evening to relax after a hard day's work. Yoga or Tai Chi are excellent activities that combine movement, breathing, and mental relaxation. And here's something few doctors talk about. Light resistance exercise is also beneficial. I'm talking about exercises with light weights, resistance bands, or even exercises using your own body weight. But always with proper guidance and respecting your limits. Strengthened muscles help improve circulation and support the cardiovascular system. Now I want to ask a very important question to you, watching this video. Of all the symptoms related to high blood pressure that you may be experiencing, which one bothers you most in your daily life? Is it that constant feeling of fatigue that leaves you with no energy even to play with your grandchildren? Is it the headache that always appears at the end of the day and interferes with your rest? Or maybe it's that shortness of breath you feel when climbing stairs or doing any physical exertion. I want you to go to the comments and write exactly this: Doctor, my biggest problem with high blood pressure is, and add what bothers you most. This information is very valuable to me because it helps me better understand your needs and create content that is increasingly targeted to solving the real problems you face. Furthermore, when you share your experience, you are helping other men going through the same situation feel less alone on this journey. We often think we are the only ones facing certain symptoms, but when we see that others also experience them, we feel more encouraged to seek solutions and not give up on treatment. But beyond these three main pillars, there's a fourth element that's absolutely crucial and that many men completely overlook: stress management and sleep quality. After age 50, our bodies can no longer handle stress the same way they did when we were younger. And what's worse, chronic stress is one of the biggest culprits of high blood pressure. When you're constantly worried, whether about work, finances, family, or health, your body remains on high alert, releasing hormones like cortisol and adrenaline that keep your blood pressure chronically high. The good news is that there are very simple techniques you can use to break this vicious cycle. Diaphragmatic breathing is one of the most powerful tools you have at your disposal. It's a technique you can do anywhere, anytime, whether in traffic, at work, or at home. Place one hand on your chest and the other on your stomach. Breathe so that only the hand on your stomach moves, keeping your chest practically still. Do this for 5 minutes every time you feel stress taking over. Another fundamental factor is the quality of your sleep. Men who sleep less than 6 hours a night are 35% more likely to develop hypertension. And it's not just the quantity of sleep, but the quality. If you snore a lot, wake up several times during the night, or feel like you've slept but haven't rested, you may have sleep apnea, which is directly linked to high blood pressure. Establish a strict sleep routine. Turn off electronics at least an hour before bed. Keep your bedroom dark and cool. Avoid caffeine after 2 p.m., and if possible, drink chamomile or valerian tea an hour before bed. These small changes can make a huge difference not only in your blood pressure but in your overall quality of life. Speaking of monitoring, it's essential that you have a reliable blood pressure monitor at home and know how to use it correctly. Many men take their measurements incorrectly and end up worrying unnecessarily or, even worse, ignoring important signs. Correct measurements should always be taken at the same time, preferably in the morning, before taking any medication, on an empty stomach. After emptying your bladder, sitting comfortably with your feet flat on the floor, arm at heart level, and without talking during the measurement. Take 3 measurements with 2-minute intervals between them and calculate the average value. Keep a diary of these measurements, noting not only the numbers but also how you were feeling that day, whether you experienced any stress, whether you slept well, or whether you exercised. This diary will help you identify patterns and better understand the factors that influence your blood pressure. And remember, an isolated high reading doesn't necessarily mean you're experiencing a hypertensive crisis. Our blood pressure fluctuates naturally throughout the day, and factors such as anxiety, pain, rushing, or even the need to go to the bathroom can temporarily raise them. Now I'm going to share with you 3 natural supplements that have solid, scientific evidence for controlling blood pressure in mature men. The first is magnesium. Magnesium deficiency is extremely common in men over 50 and is directly linked to increased blood pressure. Magnesium acts as a natural muscle relaxant, including the heart muscle and blood vessel muscles. The recommended dose is 300 to 400 milligrams per day, preferably in the form of magnesium dimilate or magnesium glycine, which are better absorbed. Take it preferably at night, because in addition to helping with blood pressure, it will significantly improve the quality of your sleep. The second is good quality omega-3. I'm not talking about those cheap omega-3s out from the pharmacy, but rather, a purified fish oil supplement with a high concentration of EPA and DHA. Omega-3 reduces blood vessel inflammation, improves arterial elasticity, and has a natural anticoagulant effect, facilitating circulation. The effective dose for controlling blood pressure is at least 2 grams per day, divided between main meals. The third is coenzyme Q10, a powerful antioxidant that our bodies produce naturally, but whose production declines significantly after age 50. COQ10 is essential for the proper functioning of heart, muscle cells and has shown consistent results in reducing blood pressure. The recommended dose is 100 to 200 milligrams per day, preferably taken with a meal containing healthy fats to improve absorption. Another fundamental aspect that few address is adequate hydration throughout the day. Most men live in a state of mild chronic dehydration, which forces the heart to work harder to pump thicker blood through the blood vessels. The rule is simple: 35 milliliters of water per kilogram of body weight. If you weigh 80 kilograms, you need at least 2.8 liters of water per day. But not just any water. Avoid very cold water, which can cause vasoconstriction, and opt for water at room temperature or lukewarm. Distribute this amount throughout the day, taking small, frequent sips rather than large amounts at once. A practical tip: always keep a water bottle with you, whether at work, in the car, or at home, and set reminders on your phone to drink water every 2 hours. If you have trouble drinking plain water, you can add a few drops of lemon, mint leaves, or cucumber slices to add natural flavor without adding sugar or sodium. Relationships and social support are also much more important than most men realize. Studies show that married men or men in stable relationships tend to have lower blood pressure than single men or men in conflict-ridden relationships. This doesn't mean you need to get married to lower your blood pressure, but rather that the quality of your relationships directly affects your cardiovascular health. If you're married, talk openly with your wife about your blood pressure concerns. Ask for her support in changing your eating habits, creating an exercise routine, and managing household stress. Often, small adjustments to family dynamics can have huge impacts on your health. If you're single, cultivate healthy friendships, participate in activity groups you enjoy, and maintain regular contact with family. Social isolation is an independent risk factor for hypertension and cardiovascular disease. And here's something many men are embarrassed to admit: problems in your intimate life can also be related to high blood pressure. Erectile dysfunction, for example, is often one of the first signs of cardiovascular problems because the penis has very small blood vessels that are affected early when circulation is poor. The good news is that by improving blood pressure control through the natural methods I'm teaching, many men report significant improvements in this area as well. Let's talk about something the pharmaceutical industry doesn't want you to know. There are medicinal plants with robust scientific evidence for controlling blood pressure. Hibiscus is probably the most studied of these. Regularly consuming hibiscus tea can reduce blood pressure similarly to some antihypertensive medications. Prepare the tea by placing 2 tablespoons of dried hibiscus flowers in 500 milliliters of boiling water. Let it steep for 10 minutes, strain, and drink warm or cold throughout the day. Avoid sweetening, but if necessary, use honey or natural stevia. Olive leaves are another little-known natural treasure. They contain compounds such as oleuropein, which have natural vasodilatory and diuretic effects. You can find olive leaf extract in health food stores, or if you have access to an olive tree, you can prepare tea with the fresh leaves. Hawthorn is a plant traditionally used for heart problems in European medicine, and modern studies confirm its benefits for lowering blood pressure and strengthening the heart muscle. It can be found in capsules or tincture in compounding pharmacies and specialty stores. Now I'm going to share a strategy that can revolutionize your blood pressure control: intermittent fasting adapted for mature men. Before you think it's just another fad diet, let me explain the science behind it. When you go for controlled periods without eating, your body activates cellular repair mechanisms, improves insulin sensitivity, reduces overall inflammation, and allows your kidneys to perform a more efficient cleansing. For men with high blood pressure, the safest protocol is a 12-hour fast, which in practice means stopping eating at 8 p.m. and only eating again at 8 a.m. the next day. During the 12-hour fast, you can drink water, unsweetened teas, and water with lemon. This period of digestive rest allows your cardiovascular system to work more efficiently, reduces fluid retention, and improves sleep quality. Start gradually, perhaps with 10 hours of fasting the first week, then 11 hours the second week, until you reach 12 hours. And always listen to your body. If you experience dizziness, excessive weakness, or any discomfort, stop the fast and consult a healthcare professional. Vitamin D supplementation also deserves special attention. Vitamin D deficiency is epidemic among older men, especially those who work indoors and have little sun exposure. Low vitamin D levels are associated with a higher risk of hypertension, cardiovascular disease, and even depression. The appropriate dose varies from person to person, but is generally between 2,000 and 4,000 IU per day. Ideally, you should have a blood test to measure your current vitamin D levels and adjust your supplementation accordingly. Always take vitamin D with a meal containing fat, as it is a fat-soluble vitamin and requires fat for proper absorption. One factor many men underestimate is the impact of their environment on their blood pressure. If you live in a big city, you're constantly exposed to air pollution, urban noise, and the visual stress of chaotic traffic. These environmental factors silently contribute to increased blood pressure. Whenever possible, seek out moments of contact with nature. This could be a park, a tree-lined square, or even your backyard if you have plants. The simple act of looking at greenery has a proven relaxing effect on the nervous system. If you live in an apartment, grow some indoor plants. Besides improving air quality, they'll bring an element of nature into your home. Also, consider using an air purifier in your bedroom, especially if you live near busy roads or industrial areas. The temperature of the food and drinks you consume also influences your blood pressure. Foods that are too hot or too cold can cause sudden changes in blood pressure. Choose foods and drinks at lukewarm or room temperature. That cold beer at the end of the day, besides the alcohol already damaging your blood pressure, also has the added bonus of very low temperatures, which can cause vasoconstriction. If you drink alcohol, do so in extreme moderation and never cold. An occasional glass of red wine at room temperature can even have cardiovascular benefits due to the antioxidants present in grapes. But we're talking about very moderate consumption, no more than 2 drinks per week. Let's address something that causes a lot of confusion: Himalayan pink salt versus regular refined salt. Refined salt has undergone an industrial process that removes virtually all natural minerals, leaving only pure sodium chloride, which is precisely what is most harmful to those with high blood pressure. Himalayan pink salt, on the other hand, contains over 80 different minerals, including potassium and magnesium, which help counteract the negative effects of sodium. This doesn't mean you can use pink salt as much as you want, but rather that when using salt, you should opt for this option. The ideal amount for men with high blood pressure is a maximum of 1 level teaspoon per day, including the salt used in food preparation. A practical tip: season food after cooking, never during. This way, you use less salt but maintain the flavor. The issue of caffeine is another controversial point. Many doctors recommend cutting out coffee completely, but the latest research shows that moderate coffee consumption may even have cardiovascular benefits for some men. The key is quantity and quality. If you already have a coffee habit and don't want to give it up, limit yourself to 2 cups a day, always before 2 p.m. And choose high-quality organic coffee. Instant coffee and coffees of questionable quality may contain additives that are harmful to blood pressure. And never drink coffee on an empty stomach or when anxious, as this can cause blood pressure spikes. One food that deserves special attention in the diet of mature men with high blood pressure is pure cocoa. I'm not talking about industrial chocolate full of sugar, but rather pure, unsweetened cocoa powder. Cocoa contains flavonoids that improve endothelial function, meaning they improve the ability of blood vessels to dilate and contract properly. You can add a dessert spoon of pure cocoa to your morning smoothies, or even make hot chocolate using pure cocoa, plant-based milk, and honey. Another superfood for blood pressure is pomegranate. Pure pomegranate juice, without added sugar, consumed daily, can significantly reduce blood pressure due to its potent antioxidants. If pure juice is too acidic for you, dilute it with a little water or mix it with fresh apple juice. Specific breathing exercises can be extremely effective for immediate blood pressure control. The 4-7-8 technique is one of the most powerful. Inhale through your nose for a count of 4. Hold your breath for a count of 7, and exhale through your mouth for a count of 8. Repeat this cycle 4 times in a row. This technique activates the vagus nerve, which is responsible for activating the parasympathetic nervous system and promoting relaxation of the cardiovascular system. Do this 3 times a day, upon waking, before lunch, and before bed. Another excellent technique is square breathing. Inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4, and hold for a count of 4. It's simpler than the previous technique and can be done discreetly anywhere, including during work meetings or stressful moments. Morning sun exposure also plays an important role in controlling blood pressure. Morning sunlight helps regulate your circadian rhythm, improves vitamin D production, and stimulates the release of nitric oxide in the skin, which has a natural vasodilatory effect. Try to get at least 15 minutes of sun exposure in the early morning hours, between 6 and 8 a.m., without sunscreen on your face and arms. This will not only help with blood pressure but will also improve your mood, energy, and the quality of your night's sleep. Cold showers or alternating hot and cold showers can be a powerful tool for strengthening your cardiovascular system. Controlled exposure to cold stimulates circulation, strengthens blood vessels, and improves your body's ability to regulate blood pressure. Start gradually. End your warm shower with 30 seconds of cold water. Gradually increase the time until you can spend 2 to 3 minutes in cold water. Or alternate, 1 minute of hot water, 30 seconds of cold water, repeating this cycle 3 times. In addition to the benefits for blood pressure, cold showers improve immunity, increase energy, and strengthen mental discipline. An anti-inflammatory diet is another fundamental pillar that cannot be ignored. Chronic inflammation is one of the main underlying causes of hypertension in older men. Foods like refined sugar, white flour, processed meats, and refined vegetable oils keep your body in a constant state of inflammation, overloading the entire cardiovascular system. On the other hand, foods like fatty fish, extra virgin olive oil, nuts, seeds, dark green leafy vegetables, and berries have powerful anti-inflammatory properties. A practical strategy is to follow the color on the plate rule. The more colorful your plate, the greater the variety of antioxidants and nutrients you're consuming. Try to include at least 3 different colors in each main meal. Red from tomatoes or bell peppers, dark green from broccoli or spinach, purple from eggplant or red onion, orange from carrots or pumpkin. Each color represents a different family of compounds beneficial to your cardiovascular health. Controlling body weight, especially abdominal fat, is crucial for men over 50. Visceral fat, the fat that accumulates around the belly, isn't just a cosmetic issue. It's metabolically active and produces inflammatory substances that directly increase blood pressure. Even a modest 5 to 10% reduction in body weight can result in significant reductions in blood pressure. But here's the trick: it's not about fad diets or extreme exercise. It's about creating a sustainable calorie deficit through small, consistent changes. Replace soda with sparkling water and lemon, swap your breakfast bagel for a piece of fruit, walk during work calls, and take the stairs instead of the elevator whenever possible. These seemingly small changes, maintained over months, yield extraordinary results. Quality sleep deserves a separate chapter in your blood pressure management routine. During deep sleep, your blood pressure naturally decreases, giving your cardiovascular system a rest. Men who fail to reach deep sleep stages maintain high blood pressure for very long periods, putting strain on the heart and blood vessels. Create a sleep preparation ritual. Dim the lights at least 2 hours before bed. Avoid arguments or stressful topics. Take a warm bath and do some gentle stretching. Keep the bedroom between 18 and 21 degrees Celsius. Use blackout curtains or a sleep mask to ensure complete darkness, and consider using earplugs if there are external noises. If you snore or your partner complains that you stop breathing during sleep, see a sleep specialist. Untreated sleep apnea can keep your blood pressure chronically high, regardless of all other care you take. Intelligent stress management at work is essential for men in leadership positions or with significant professional responsibilities. Chronic occupational stress is one of the main causes of hypertension in executives and freelancers over 50. Learn to delegate more. Establish clear boundaries between your personal and professional life, and develop micro-relaxation techniques that you can use throughout the workday. For example, every hour, stop for 2 minutes and take deep breaths. Consciously relax your neck and shoulder muscles, and visualize an image that brings you peace. It may seem silly, but these micro-moments of relaxation prevent stress from accumulating throughout the day. If possible, leave the office for lunch, even if it's just for 20 minutes. The change of scenery and the walk to the restaurant already have beneficial effects on your blood pressure. Smart home monitoring is a powerful tool when done correctly. In addition to regular blood pressure measurements, also monitor your resting heart rate. A consistently high resting heart rate can indicate that your cardiovascular system is overworked. The ideal range for men in your age group is between 60 and 80 beats per minute when relaxed. If it's consistently above 85 beats per minute, this may indicate a need for adjustments to your care routine. Also, monitor your sleep quality using simple smartphone apps or basic fitness trackers. It doesn't need to be anything sophisticated, but having a sense of how many hours you actually sleep and how many times you wake up during the night can help you identify patterns and make necessary adjustments. Strategic supplementation can enhance all the other care you're taking. In addition to those already mentioned, consider including quality probiotics in your routine. Recent research shows a strong link between gut health and blood pressure. An imbalanced gut microbiota can produce toxins that circulate through the blood and affect blood vessel function. Choose a probiotic with at least 10 different strains of bacteria and 10 billion CFU per capsule. Always take it on an empty stomach, preferably upon waking, and keep the bottle in the refrigerator to preserve the bacteria's viability. Home hydrotherapy is a simple yet highly effective technique that you can implement immediately. Soaking your feet in warm water for 15 to 20 minutes before bed promotes peripheral vasodilation, improves circulation, and has a relaxing effect that helps lower blood pressure. Add a few drops of lavender essential oil to the water to enhance the relaxing effect. During the foot bath, take the opportunity to massage your calves in circular motions, always from the bottom up, stimulating venous return. Warm compresses on the back of the neck and shoulders can also be very effective in relaxing tense muscles that contribute to high blood pressure. The organization of your daily routine has a direct impact on your blood pressure. Men who live in chaos, always racing against time, dealing with constant unforeseen events, keep their cortisol levels chronically high. Dedicate a few minutes each night to planning the next day. Set clear priorities, lay out clothes, and prepare whatever you can in advance. Waking up in the morning knowing exactly what you need to do, without rushing and without unpleasant surprises, starts the day with more controlled blood pressure. Also establish periods of digital disconnection. The constant bombardment of information, especially negative news, keeps your nervous system on high alert. Set specific times to check email, social media, and the news, and avoid these activities in the 2 hours before bed. Now I want to share with you a recent scientific discovery that could revolutionize your treatment. The connection between oral health and blood pressure. Men with gum disease, poorly maintained teeth, or oral infections are at higher risk of developing hypertension. This happens because bacteria from the mouth can enter the bloodstream and cause inflammation in the blood vessels. Maintain impeccable oral hygiene. Brush your teeth at least 3 times a day. Floss daily, and rinse with salt water or a natural mouthwash. Visit your dentist at least twice a year for professional cleanings and treatment of problems before they become serious. If you tend to grind your teeth while sleeping, use a bruxism splint, as jaw tension can contribute to high blood pressure. Music can also be a powerful ally in controlling blood pressure. Studies show that listening to classical music, especially by composers like Bach and Mozart, for 30 minutes a day can significantly reduce blood pressure, but it doesn't necessarily have to be classical music. Any music that relaxes you and makes you feel good can have beneficial effects. Avoid songs that are too upbeat, with strong beats, or lyrics that generate anxiety or sadness. Create a special playlist for moments of relaxation and use it whenever you feel stress rising. To conclude our conversation today, I want you to understand one very important thing. Controlling blood pressure naturally isn't just a matter of luck or genetics. It's a matter of consistency, patience, and systematic application of the principles I've shared with you. Don't expect miraculous results in a week, but also don't underestimate the cumulative power of these changes over the months. Many men who follow this routine religiously report not only improved blood pressure numbers, but also increased energy, better mood, more restful sleep, and even improved sex lives. Your wife will notice the difference, your children will have a more present and willing father, and you will regain that feeling of being in control of your own life. Always remember, you are not alone on this journey. This channel exists precisely to support you, answer your questions, and provide the necessary tools to achieve excellent cardiovascular health naturally. If this video was helpful to you, leave a like so the YouTube algorithm can share this information with other men who also need this guidance. Write in the comments how your blood pressure is currently, and which of these strategies you plan to implement first. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Because next week I'll talk about the 5 most common mistakes mature men make when trying to control their blood pressure, and how to avoid each one. Until next time, and remember, your health is your most precious asset. Take care of it with the care it deserves.